Hello folks, welcome back to Merrill Math. I'm Mr. Merrill. Today we're going to be putting quadratics in vertex form. So your first question might be, what is it? What is vertex form? Vertex form looks like this. Y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k, where h and k is the vertex and a is some real number. And that's all we need to know. So if we have this form sort of committed to memory, that can help us out with the rest of these problems here. What we're going to be doing is something similar to, I just bumped the mic, sorry about that, something similar to completing the square, if you remember that. Okay, let's dig into this. Hopefully I've got enough room to work here. So we've got y equals x squared plus 14x plus 11. That's our first example here. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we want to make sure is the leading coefficient is a 1. Then we go from there. So we've got y equals, we're going to go x. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this and put it in parentheses. This will make sense here in a second. So x and let's see here. I'm going to square that. 14x. I'm going to leave some space here and then add our 11 there. So what we want to do is, there we go. What we want to do is put a number here and the same number there, so we end up with an equation that is equal to this. So we're going to add a number and then subtract the same number. But what we're going to do is, it's not just any number. What that number needs to be is half of this squared. So we're going to take half of 14, that is 7 squared, that is 49. And then we're going to subtract 49. So what did that do for us? Well, that made this, this here is a perfect square trinomial now. And what we're going to do is write it like this. So x plus 7 squared, and then this here, 11 minus 49, that gives us, what, 38? Negative 38? Yeah. Plus negative 38, or minus 38. Okay, so we want to know what the vertex is of this equation. So h is a negative 7, k is a negative 38. And that is it for that. So it's, if you're familiar with completing the square, or anything along those lines, this process, factoring square trinomials, is what I mean to say. If you're familiar with that, then this process goes pretty quickly. Okay, let's look at a couple more examples. Yeah. So for number 2, we've got y equals 2x squared plus 4x minus 5. So the first thing we want to do is take the 2 out. So y is 2 times. Now we're going to put our x squared in. We're factoring this 2 out. So that's going to be 2x, and then we're going to add something, and then minus 5, and then subtract something. So the same number is going to go in there. Now you have to be careful with this because we need to distribute this number. So whatever we get here, double that is going to have to come out. So just be aware of that. So we take half of this, which is 1, square 1, which is 1. So this is now a perfect square. 2 times 1, that is 2. So that comes out there. Let's see here. So we've got 2 times the quantity, x plus 1 squared minus 5, minus 2, so that's going to be minus 7. So our h value is a negative 1, because it's the opposite of what's in here. And our k value is exactly what this says, so that's a negative 7. So our vertex is at negative 1, comma, negative 7. And this is our vertex form. All right, last one. I've got y equals 3x squared minus 9x plus 18. So what do we want to do here? We're going to go y equals, I'm going to factor the 3. So I've got x squared minus 3x plus something plus 18, and then we're going to subtract something. Now this something is going to be triple what we end up putting here. Ooh, this is interesting. So we take 3, we divide it by 2, that's 3 halves, and then we square it, and that gives us 9 fourths. So we end up with a fraction there, but that's okay because just like we saw here, 2 divided by 2, that was 1. And then the previous problem, I'm going to try not to bump anything. Oh, there I did. The previous problem, we took 14 and divided it by 2. This half of 14 went there, or the square root of this went there. That's the same number. So whatever your b term is there, we just cut it in half, and that's what ends up in your vertex form. So what do we have? That's a minus 3 halves. So we got 3 times this quantity squared, and oh, we need to do this. So we got to take 3 times 9 fourths. What is that? 27 fourths. And then we got to combine these. So what is that? So 4 times 18, it's going to be 40. That's 72 fourths. Minus 27 fourths. So this is 9 times 8 minus 9 times 3, which is going to be 9 times 5, which is 45 fourths. So that is plus 40, what did I say? 45 fourths. There we go. So our h value is 3 halves. Our k value is 45 fourths. And that is it for that. So we've got vertex form, and we know where our vertex is. If you have any questions, comments, points of clarification, you can leave those in the comments below. If this video helped you out at all, give it a like. If you would like to see more, please subscribe. Otherwise, thanks for watching.